this is what the future of gear looks like, and I'm getting 31,000 CC alone just from gear, and I'm sure some of you guys don't even have units that have 31,000 CC. So we're going to talk about everything that is important towards gear. I have timestamps on this video, should almost be all in order in terms of following a pretty good flow. So we're going to be talking just about gear in this video, basically everything there is to it. The only thing I don't really talk about is the teams used to beat the gear stages. Now that I've made videos for it, and I'm pretty sure the video released before this is literally that, so if you want to check that one out after this, go ahead. I have also other videos on free-to-play teams for all three colors, and also more just like the best teams for all three colors, so you go ahead and watch those. Now let's just get started. Gear is basically a puzzle type of format that could fit a max of 7 pieces with 3 accessories on the top that you unlock later on, and that's basically it, right? You could get, there's 3 different types of shapes, and let's just talk about the shapes right now. So there is a square shape, which could be either attack or magic attack as the main stat. There is the rectangle vertical shape, where it could be either attack or magic attack, or there's the other piece that could be defense. So there's 2 pieces for the vertical, and then there's 1 piece for the horizontal, and it is an HP set. Those are the fixed main stats that you could have. It's either HP, the attacks, or defense. It's only these 4 that you could have as a main stat right there. Now, of course, there is different type of grading, where I'm pretty sure Rare and SR can only get to 4, maybe 8. SSR could get to 8, UR could get to 8, and LR could get to 12. Every 4 levels that you put on a gear gives you a substat. So, of course, LR is going to give you up to 4. At 0, you do have 1 built into every single piece of gear. So that is basically the preliminary info that you're going to be needing to know. So, going on, like a lot of other games, gears have sets, and these sets have bonuses. So there's a 2-set bonus and a 4-set bonus. So the 2-set bonus obviously requires 2, and then the 4-set obviously requires the full set. And the full set, usually you have to kind of play to make sure that you could fit another 2. But when you have a 4-set, you can only have a max of 6 gears. If you have 3 2-sets and you build it like this, you could have a max of 3 sets, even if it's the horizontal pieces, because if just imagine you flip this over to the other side and it's horizontal now, and then it's the same thing. Now let's talk about some of the best sets that there are in this game. So I guess we should maybe also talk about let's talk about this first before anything, in terms of in the gear dungeons, right? When we go to them, let's finish the dispatch, I guess. When we go to them, you are going to see at a certain level, level 10, the 10th stage, you're going to unlock these advanced gears. And those are the ones with the stars on them, as you can see here. And they turn into fully different gears, but the same set technically, where you're going to be able to get either speed, let's say, I guess attack, or no, defense or upgraded defense. On this one, there's no non-upgraded speed, but then in future ones, you could see that there are the ones with non-upgraded speed. So it's basically just a better set. So if you see here, the 2-piece is, if you're stunned, you get 20% speed increase for 1 turn. And here, it's just 5% speed increase buff for 2 turns. No, nothing needed but just starting, where this you have to get stunned. So you can see it gets better. Than for attack, it's attack 7% and magic attack 7%, where non-upgraded is 220 flat stats for attack and magic attack. So they do upgrade quite a lot. I just wanted to mention that before anything. Now I guess we'll go to the best sets now. So there's a lot of the sets here, but the most one you're going to be farming is from the red dungeons. So the attack one, the defense, and the speed are 3 of the best sets you're usually going to be able to run on almost everyone, because everyone wants to tank well. A lot of supporters, even attackers, healers, right, and obviously defenders. Then for attack, debuffers could use it very well. Obviously attackers are going to do well with that. And then also some healers and tanks do scale off of magic attack or attack, so that is always good to have. And then speed, well, everyone could use speed because you always want to go quicker, right? Now other good ones for DPSs are like crits, right? And then you've also got penetration, which I made a stats video explain, so I do recommend checking that out for a full breakdown on that. But a lot of the sets you're going to be running are usually speed, defense, attack, which are the 3 main ones that you're going to be seeing. And then for DPSs, obviously the crit values do work well, and that's usually it. That's how it's usually going to go, which is why you always farm the red dungeon first. That's basically always how it goes. Now you see that I have it like this, this, right? And even in global, I do have it the same way. So why do you want to do that? And do you want to run either 2 sets or 4 sets? That's going to be the important thing to talk about. Now, for the most part, from what I've seen, I've made calculations in other videos. This is a remade gear guide. Now, if you have, right, the 4 set for the upgraded defense set, let's say, you're going to be getting the same amount if you run a 4-piece than if you run 3 2-pieces. And you're also going to have more versatility, because if you run the 4-set defense, you're only able to run 1 other 2-set piece with it. If you're running 3 2-set, that means you're going to have 3 2-set bonuses, where this is only going to increase your defense. We're saying like specifically for defense, because for anything else like attackers or something like that, it's just not going to be worth it, because of the fact that you're losing out on too much from like HP and defense, right? You want to do as much damage and buff to get extra, right? It's always good. You always want to have a good baseline of just attack for attackers. So the 4-set is going to basically be giving the same amount in terms of defense, because of the fact that you're losing out on 1 2 pieces that are defense, right, for the 4-set bonus, because you have to put one 100%, that's the vertical attack and the HP. But if you run it like this, you've got 4 defense ones, let's say, because obviously you'd be running a defense for a defender. For example, does my Mars have it built? Technically, yes. Well, just imagine that this is an SSR and it's defense, right? So this is how you would build it, right? So having the 3 2-sets is much better in being versatile and just giving you more base stats, and also letting you, especially in the future, have access to more 2-sets that could be better. So you could run 2-piece defense, 2-piece speed, and then hell, 2-piece either damage reduction, HP, right? So it really doesn't matter either or, like you're running around the same, but 3 2-pieces could give you more versatility in the long run for people like Mars and stuff like that. Now, for attackers and everything, you are always going to be running it like this. You are not going to be putting 4 sets unless they start adding more unique 4 sets. You are not putting 4 sets, because when you put the 4-set, you have to include a defense piece and you have to include an HP piece to make the 4-set, and that is losing out on too much for a DPS. Okay, too much. You'd rather buff them for things like hell with William with his damage reduction, right? Either lowering their attack with like something like this, right? Increasing defense with Mimosa's ult. So all that type of stuff is how you're gonna be making it so that your DPSs don't die, and hell, even adding barriers. But I don't have Rodus on this account, so big Sag. Now, where do you get gear? There are 3 main places you're going to be getting gear, but the main one is going to be this. As you get higher, you're going to be able to get more gear. So here, well, you get LR starts at 13, and then UR starts at 7. So it starts at 7, and then you get some stuff here, right? So you unlock the advanced gears or the upgraded gears at 10, and that's when I recommend you really start farming it, right? Now, for other places to get gears, now, I mean, let me just go over the gear sets, which ones you get where. So attack speed and defense in here, and for the blue dungeon, you're going to be getting crit HP, crit rate HP. You can get defense, and you're also able to get, because they don't have an upgraded version, accuracy here. Now, on the green, you're gonna be able to get crit damage, crit defense, and penetration. So in order of which teams to build first, you want to build the red team first, then you want to build the green team, because pen and crit damage are 2 very good sets, and here there's only 1 really good set, being crit rate. Now HP can also be useful on certain people, but it's not until, well, actually season 2 is very close. So Charmy is going to be taking HP to be healing season 2 summer Charmy, so that is when you would start farming the set, probably around season 2. But yeah, that's, you might not be able to get to this level yet, but it's when it would happen. Alright, so we're good with that. Now, next up, you are able to get gear in the arena shop, and here they provide more exclusive gear sets. They have a lifesteal gear set that it's not worth yet. You have to wait until LR, because UR is just not worth it, right? So, if we look on KR2, we're going to be able to see that there's actually much more sets in the arena shop. We have a debuffer set, and we had a damage reduction set that they've taken out. Now, they also have some in gear, not in gear, in guild. You could get gear. And if we go here and we go here, you will see that I didn't even know there was a thing going on. But if we go, because obviously I'm global, if we go to sometimes in the earlier stages, you get LR gear from winning or having a higher percentage than the other guild. So that is what I would recommend. So like here, you could get early on, is probably going to give you the lifesteal or the damage reduction set. Now, besides that, we are also able to craft, and I don't think it's on global yet, so I'll show you in here, but you're able to craft right here on the bottom one, you're able to craft some sets. At first, it's only going to be the damage reduction set. And this set is going to take the world boss material, which is currently out. They might change it up. We'll have to see how it works. Maybe they're going to repurpose it, redo it. But as of right now, we're able to craft it. And what you do is you challenge the world boss, which is a raid. And then you're going to be able to get these coins and then get one of these. And each one that you buy is going to be allowing you to craft one of the LR pieces for that. All right. So that's basically how you get gear. Now I want to talk about gear pity first of all. Gear pity is actually quite huge, and I think it is pretty nice. So how it works is that every time you do gear every single day, you're going to be every time it's going to take one ticket, and each ticket is going to have a certain amount of probability to get the highest piece of gear in that dungeon. And when you use a ticket, it gets higher and higher until on the final attempt you get a guaranteed piece of the highest rarity from that dungeon. So if I were to do this 2 times, I would be able to get 1 LR gear at the least every single day. And this is very good early game because you could manual like in the higher stages and then still get at least an LR guaranteed every day. And then later, like that's going to progress so much quicker early game, because the hardest part is to get like at least enough gear or like the right teams to be able to farm LR gear. So now being able to do this is very good. I think that it's honestly really nice, and it's good, right? So if you're not able to auto it yet, at least do it manually every single day. You have the 5 tickets, so always make sure that you use your tickets. I'm going to be doing that later. And I mean, yeah. So next up, where do you get the upgrade material? So you can get some upgrade material from Arena Shop again. So there's going to be some right here. And I mean, I'm not really going to buy it because I mean, I just like getting my gold from there. But usually it's going to be from Vanessa. So when you disassemble gear, you're going to be getting certain, like, I'm not really going to disassemble too much because I don't really have too much to disassemble. Oh, I guess I've never touched this. So when we disassemble this, we get 2 types of powders. We get the blue powder and the red powder. So if you talk to Vanessa and you go to the craft upgrade stone, you're going to be seeing you're able to make the green, yellow, and purple ones. The purple ones is from 8 to 12. Gold is from 5 to 7. No, yeah, 5 to 7. 5 to 8, my bad, 5 to 8. This is 9 to 12, and this is 1 to 4. So you also have a chance whenever you make it to get a shiny version, and the shiny version basically has a increased chance by like 3% usually to get the upgrade, because obviously when you do upgrade, it is not a guaranteed chance. It's not guaranteed, and the higher you go, the lower the chance gets. So if we go here, I don't really have any, but you see the oh, okay, well, since I don't have any, it says it's 0. But here, if we go, the success rate is 47, and then with this, it would be like 3% higher about. If we go to this one, we could see the upgrade. So here it's 100%, but then let's just upgrade it once, right? Here it's going to add an extra 3%, so that's how the shiny gear works. Now, substats. This is a very important part, and a part that we need to talk about. So how does it work? There are, I feel more comfortable going to KR to talk about this because it just makes more sense. So because I already have all the substats, you could tell what this is. So like HP, flat, and then there's crit res. So a lot of the main stats, the 4 main stats, crit rate, and well, yeah, only the 4 main stats could have either flat or percent. Now accuracy could only be flat. Crits could only be percentages, and then speed you cannot get as a substat. You can't, it doesn't get any upgrades from gear. Then penetration to endurance to blocking or damage resistance is only flat stats too. So it's only these 4 plus the crit values that are able to be percentages. Now, if we're going from either flat stats to percentages, it is always better for flat stats. Let's say you have 10, okay, let's pull up a calculator. So let's say you have 10,000 attack, and then you have 200 magic attack, right? That's going to be 10,200. Now, if you have 5% magic attack increase from the substats, that is going to be an extra 500 instead, okay? So the percentages make it much better, and it scales, right? It does scale, because when you're higher, let's say you have 30,000 now, you started leveling up your yeah, actually we could just, let's say you start leveling up your units, they have all the main stats, right? Then 30,000, and usually flat stats don't get higher than like 300, so it would be about like 30,300. But if you have that 5%, it's going to be giving you an extra 1,500 because of how high the flat stats are. So that's why you always want to go for percentages, because if you start stacking the base stats, and let's say for talents you add the extra 220, even that's going to start adding up, and once you get in all of the percentages from the substats, it's really going to start hitting. So that's why the best is always to choose for the main 4 stats the percentages depending on how you want to build the unit, right? So percentages over anything. Now, things that give a lot of stats obviously is the main 4, and then crit res usually gives a lot, then the crit values could give a lot for DPSs only, and speed doesn't really give a lot, but I mean, it's a obviously good stat to have. Besides that, not many give really good CC, but that's basically how that in itself for substat works. Now, accessories. We could actually, we'll just stay on the KR version for this. So accessories are crafted through Vanessa 2, and if we go to the top one, we could either craft all of them, and it's basically random between the 3: the necklace, the ring, or the earrings, right? So if we go to these though, the one thing is if we put this, because of the fact they're allowing us to choose not only the type of the 3, because you have the 3 types of accessories, right? It's allowing us to choose the role, because of the fact that the role or the accessory is only able to be on one of the role, and it comes in with a built role that you are allowed to use it on. So that's why it uses a shared mage piece, because of the fact that it's allowing you to precise what you want. Because if I do one here, let's just I guess take I don't know, I don't really know, let's not take the speed, but if we do this, right, if we do this, then it's going to basically just be random. I can't choose it at all. It's going to give me something random, like a healer with 2% crit rate. Do you think I want that, right? So that's basically how it is. It's either you don't have it take a shared mage piece, but it's random between roles and the accessory type, or you choose the accessory type, you choose the role, but it takes an SSR shared mage piece. Now, of course, same thing, SSRs could be upgraded to 8, URs could be upgraded to 8, LRs could be upgraded to 12, which means you want accessories that are LR the most, and you have substats for these two, and you can upgrade them. You can upgrade the substats, which I forgot to mention. You are able to upgrade the gear substats here by either green, yellow, or purple, which has a different amount that you're able to upgrade it to. So like it's going to be either like from 0 to 3.75, and every time I use it, if it doesn't work, then it's going to stay at 3.22. That's basically how it works, where you can see that's how far I could get it up to. So yeah, as for upgrades for substats here, it's much harder to get, and it's a different type. You could see the little icon here is for accessories substats, so that's basically how it is for that. But substats obviously are also weighted much lower usually. In general, like you wouldn't really see 0.37 crit resistance on anything else, but they are very good, especially because for defenders, defense, like being able to stack 50% defense is just an insane, absurd amount to be able to have for percentages. So yeah. Then next up, we have gear pins, which I've set up on my KR account. And the way you want to do it is have like your defense set, have your magic attack sets, have your attack set, have an HP set, and have your speed / debuffer sets, and then work from there. So you could have a max of 12, and you could basically just transfer it in. So how you would do it is you go to pins, and then you click, oh, well, I guess let me just go to global for this so you could read. So if we go to gear pins, right, if we modify it, you could load one of the gear sets and it's going to stay, and then you could name it here, right, and you can put all those languages, so that's cool. So Yami, there you go, that's it, that's the Yami set. But in general, you would want to name them by attack or magic attack set. So that's how, oh, I think it's because is it because I put a space? I think so. So no spaces allowed. All right, but that makes up gear, that makes up the ensemble, how to grind it, what it is, what you could get, and all that.
Time to move.
So yeah, thanks for watching the video. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.